In this video, I will show you Valuecase forms. The forms are great, they are auto-saving, so you see where they're filled out, you can fill them together with your customer, you can download the data very quickly as a CSV or PDF, you can even get it through make.com or through Zapier or through our API. The forms allow you to upload files, they allow you to fill out questions, checkboxes, dropdowns, and so on. So I want to show you all these options in the video today. And to make that easy, we created a playground template for you. So you can go to create new template, playgrounds, and there you will find the Valuecase forms playground, which just makes it very easy to explore this. So when I add this template, it's a very simple one. We just have one page. And then in here, I have an example form. And I first though want to just add a new form to this template. So I would go to blocks and then new block and forms. If you already have an existing form, by the way, you could use our AI to do this for you. Just copy in the questions. It can set up a form for you. There's two form types. This is really important. Most of our customers use the collaborative form, but there are also survey forms. The collaborative form you can fill with your customer. You will see why they fill it out. It can be submitted once in every workspace. So it's not like a Google form that you can submit endless times or so. And for most use cases, that's the perfect way to do it. Then we have the survey form. This is the opposite. So they can basically be submitted many times. You can use them, for example, for NPS surveys with many people. However, it's not the usual use case. So I would just create a collaborative form, and then I will add a new question in the sidebar here. And you will see that we have 6 question types. And let me just add short text. So what's your name? In the second step, I can decide if I need validation on this. So maybe an email or a URL, but that's not needed in this case. And then there are a couple of configuration options that are easy to miss, but very important. First of all, I can add a description. So give me the full legal name. And then I can also add media. This is very helpful if you want to explain something in more detail with a video. If you have a complicated question, you might want to show them how the expected file they need to upload looks like or so. And this would also show within the form, which is quite cool. But I will just create this question so you see how that works, and it will be in here. Now, what's important in a template, when I fill this out, I never can submit a form. It just doesn't make sense in a template. You can only submit forms in a workspace, and we will do that later. And let me scroll up and show you a bit more. So here's a form that is fully fledged out, and it has all the question types. One of my favorites, for example, is this table question. And then we are also using logic. So I have here, do you want to use SSO? And only if the customer chooses yes, I want to show the next question, which is just if yes, which SSO provider. And you can see in the sidebar that I have this orange conditional logic here that basically shows me this question here is dependent on another one. And if you want to set up logic, I just want to briefly show you would add a new question. So let me do that again, which provider. And then you can select conditional logic here and say, if question, do you want to use SSO is yes, then create this question. And you will have this question with the conditional logic. We will also show you this mini icon here, so you know this is conditional and not visible in the beginning. And you will see in a second how this looks in a space. A second thing I want to highlight is the media option. So I just explained you can add media to any question. And here, for example, I added an example image to this file upload question. And you can add the media to all different question types. And then for the tables, just to show that briefly, the tables are for tabular data. Very, very useful if you don't know yet how many items you need to collect from your customers. Your customer can just easily add new contacts and even expand the table to fill them out very easily as well. So the customer experience here is amazing. Now I want to create a workspace and show you the forms in action. So let's just go with Microsoft again to just keep it simple and use John Doe in here as well. And then I will use this playground template that we just created, and I can show you how they work in a workspace. I have this form here, and this is the customer view, right? And this is how the customer can fill it out, but he can fill it out with the customer together. So let me start with an email. So just use valuecase.com here. Then additional contacts. So let me go with Max Doe. Then I need an email. This field here has validation. So if I put this in, it won't work. So I would just need to put in a max.doe@valuecase.com. And then do you want to use SSO? You can see that the second question is not displayed. So I would just go with yes. And then now this will show me the second question. I can say it's Okta. And which features, etc., etc. I will just fill this out. This one is an optional question. On each question, you can decide if it's optional or required. So this one I just won't fill. And also the sample document here. I don't want to upload something, so I would just complete this. And then it asks me to do a final check. I can complete, and now the form is submitted. you will receive a notification on your end, and we will show you the submitted data directly here in the workspace. So it doesn't disappear. You can still look at it with the customer, but it can't be edited anymore. And that's really the idea here. I can go back to my editor. So let me press escape. And then you will see I have the option now to download the responses, and you can download as CSV or PDF. If there are any files uploaded, you will get them as a zip. And then you can also go to the form. So let me click on it. Other way to get there again would be to click on content. And then I can go to submissions here and I will see the submission. And then I could download the responses directly from here as well. Or if I want to, I can even undo the submission. This will reopen the form. So if there are some wrong data points, you could just make a comment on the form, let your customer know, and then just unsubmit it so the customer can edit the data and just complete the form in the correct way. When you go to your dashboard and you have a form-intensive use case, one thing that you can do is on the columns, you can always show the form completions. That is this column here, you can search for it, you can toggle it on and off, and then maybe you want to move it to the front, and then save the view. Now the form completions are directly here, and you can see that I can directly download the data here as well. So this just makes it much, much faster to work with the forms and see where the different forms stand. And also if you use our space details, and we have another video going over the dashboard, you will see the forms here as well, and you can do the same thing. Now, hopefully this was a helpful overview. The forms are great to document anything from scope to intake information and so on. Let us know if you have any questions, explore the Help Center, ask the AI to help you, and then I hope you found this useful. See you in the next one.